Okay, it's the night of May 6th. Time to make the donuts. I'm going to start with AA tonight. A couple of the West Coast AAA games are in their final throws, so I'm just sort of avoiding those right now. All right, Portland at New Hampshire. This is Toronto at Boston AA, the old Eastern League. Pretty aggressive assignment for Jordan Groshans here, just because he missed so much time in 2019. AA's feels kind of pushed for him. Well, he did crush low A in 2019, right? For the little bit that he played. And then presumably would have done high A last year, so maybe that's just the leap feels big. Gabriel Moreno, top 100 catching prospect, 1 for 4. Simeon Woods Richardson, 4 innings, 8 punch-outs. Another top 100 type of Blue Jays prospect. So good night for the pitchers in the Blue Jays system. We'll see Alek Manoah later on. He had a big night. Someone texted me unprompted about that. Nothing really going on the Bo Sox side. Tristan Casas hitting third in the AA order here. Walk and 2 strikeouts for Jason Rosario. It'll be interesting to see how his career develops now that he's had a change of scenery. Sort of a really weird tool set guy. Super high walk rates, but no power. This was a doubleheader here. Chavez Young leading off for New Hampshire in Game 2. Groshans DH'd. So this is Elvis Luciano, former Rule 5 pick, who was the first player born this century to play in the big leagues. Yeah. 0 for 3 for Casas in the second game. All right, so the Rocket City Trash Pandas at the Chattanooga Lookouts. It's not for me. I'm the guy who worked for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs for like 5 years. So this is just, it's a lot. At some point it becomes kind of cheesy. Anyway, Jose Garcia, 2 for 3 with a bomb and a walk. Just the 1 strikeout. Back-to-back nights with a homer for him, I want to say. So that's a good sign. He's still just 22, right? So his struggles are concerning from last year. This guy chases sliders, okay? A lot. But was only 21 in the big leagues, so long runway there. Oh, here's one. Nick Lidolo, 5 innings, 2 hits, no walks, no runs, 10 strikeouts. He's immediately here a candidate for inclusion. I kind of wonder where his velo's been at. Hasn't always been at peak. During spring training 2.0 last year, looked pretty bad. It was the last I saw him on tape. He was at the alt site all year and then did not come to instructs in the fall. So I'm kind of wondering what he's looking like. This was another doubleheader. Michael Stefanik. Yeah, I feel like I've heard this name before. He's just sort of been around. Yeah, the Angels. Okay, 25-year-old. So yeah, then 0 for 4 in Game 2 for Garcia, but no strikeouts, which is really the thing I'm kind of keeping my eye on there. Michael Burns, interesting. This is one where, like, the Reds really do pretty well in Florida, Georgia. Burn was was he a midweek guy or a reliever at Florida that had this might be apocryphal, but had like a promise to get a weekend rotation spot the next year if he came back to school, even though he was draft eligible. And the Reds just did a good job assessing his signability. So he's one of those guys who might have been squeezed out a little bit by the amount of talent that was at Florida. You can see this was 2018 draft. So Singer was there. Coar was there. So he's one to watch, but is not like hyper prospecty. But it's definitely just like, yeah, there's something going on here that maybe he was a little bit obscured. Not a great night. Speaking of Reds prospects who they drafted, Packy Naughton, not a great night for him. 4 innings, seven runs, only 3 earned. His velo was way down in the fall. Kind of dig Packy as like a lefty lateral action command type of guy, like Josh Fleming type of skill set. But with the velo in the mid-80s, it's not really playable. So Bowie 3-0 at Altoona. They swept the Curve. Adley Rutschman 2 for 4 with a dinger and a homer. That's a good night for him. Maybe it's mentioned 2 for 4 nights. That's okay. Taran Vavren center field tonight. That's notable. Maybe being groomed to be one of those multi-positional up the middle players. Bo Amaral. I'm pretty sure he's Rich Amaral's kid. 3 for 3 with 2 walks tonight. Daniel Amaral. Brother of Bo. Son of Rich Amaral. Okay. So yeah, the Amarals for UCLA. Okay. Daniel Amaral. O'Neal Cruz 0 for 3 and then removed. Grounded into a force out for Cruz in the 8th. Pinch hit. Did something happen? He wasn't hit. Was he ejected? Where are the ejections? I'm going to go to Twitter. Here's the Twitter. Here's the Fangraphs prospect Twitter. Let's just see what happened with O'Neal Cruz. No issues to speak of. So this is Jared or Gerard Pruger. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's either Jared or Gerard. You can see he does. Here's his credentials. So I feel okay accepting this. Him quoting the manager. Just a blow and a rest. It's kind of weird, but just wanted to get... Sure. Ben Cherington is in Altoona, despite the game ending quite a bit ago. The all present players have yet to speak with the media post-game. Huh. That's kind of weird. Alright, well this is pretty interesting. I'm going to give this guy a follow because this is pretty interesting. And smart for him to notice. This would raise alarms for me too. I would like to think I was paying attention. This guy's clearly paying attention. Why would Cherington be in Altoona? I mean, I guess we don't really know how long quite a bit ago is. But maybe something happened? I don't know. He could have just been talking to them too. Who knows? What? I mean, they got swept. Was this like a series of shit show for them or something? Anyway, Kanan Smith and Jigba 2 for 4. He doubled. Mason Martin doubled. That's my cat if you can hear it. Frances gets upset when she doesn't kill the thing she's trying to kill. She's out in lizard territory right now in the yard. Binghamton at Akron. If it wants to load. All right, well, we'll just skip it for now. Pass. Okay, Richmond at Hartford, or reverse that. They really got to fix this, man. Yeah, just these are wrong, right? It should say Hartford Yard Goats, Richmond Flying Squirrels. Oh, but it says who won first. I see. All right, well, this is screwing with me. All right. So Elihuris Montero, 3 for 5, double, and a home run. Elliot Ramos, center field, 3 for 4 with a homer and a double for him as well. So both of those guys slide ahead of like Adley now in the hierarchy just because their nights were strictly better. Andy Suhilio getting a chance here with San Francisco. They've taken post-hype flyers on a lot of big league type guys. Quad A had some prospects shine and then just couldn't break through. Hit well at Double or Triple A, and then got squeezed off of better big league rosters. And here's one where the prospectiness occurred here, like 2017 at Billings. What, does she have something? Hi. You look like you were slicking in with something naughty. Oh, your brother's here too. Okay. So yeah, this line from Billings in 2017 put Suhilio on the map. He's a plus runner. But from like a visual baseball evaluation perspective, has never been. He was interesting there for a minute when he was performing, and the frame looked like it might add a bunch of strength and the plus run, but realistically was never really a prospect. Sean Jelly pitched in this one for the Giants AA affiliate in Richmond. 3 2/3 from him. 7 strikeouts, but gave up a bunch of runs. Will Gaddis from, is he Furman? 3rd round out of Furman. Wow, Will Gaddis is 25 now? Yeah, I guess the college pitching from 2017 is already 25. Oh boy. Can't believe that he was drafted 4 years ago. So Elliott's off to a good start. He's one where, like, I think it's going to get stress tested by the big league quality of stuff. He has an inside-out style for airborne contact. Like, anything doesn't matter really, pitch location. He's going to pepper the oppo gap, and his swing has lift that way, and he has the strength to do damage that way. But guys like this have busted. Like, this is a Carter Keyboom thing. Keston Hura's got other issues with chasing, and also is sort of forgiven for other stuff because he's got like short levers, and some of those problems don't get exposed as readily as like with Keyboom, who's a longer levered guy. I've talked about this before. Delman Young is a classic example of this. One of the first guys when I really started to care about like prospects and young players, who was top of the list type of guy, and performed. Let's go look at Julio Ramos stuff on the site rather than just stare at his minor league page. So you can see consistent performance above the average. The visual evaluation is power. Like, he's built like a tailback. I'm going to judge my YouTube Rex now. I've got a bunch of fresh video of Ramos here, so I should add it. So this is from one of their January workouts. And this is just him taking, and maybe this is possibly a point that they want to emphasize during sessions like this is, hey, go the other way. But just in my in-game looks at Ramos too, the way his hands work, that's pull shot there. So all right, so let's note now that the pull shot is on a ball down. This home run, actually, I remember this home run hit a house.
For me, the class is just okay.
That's me talking in the video. So the pull shot was down. But it's a lot of right center field gap. And so I worry about something in the guys whose swings work this way being exposed. Is this loop creating a hole at the top of the zone that velocity can punish? That's a fastball near the letters that he didn't get on top of, right? That one's down. This is Luis Campusano catching the ACL a couple years ago. He was rough at the time. This is Rockies backfields. This is the last time I saw Dominic Brown in person. You can see another one where this is a great one to slow down, actually. So this is a top of the zone fastball. Yuck. That he can't get on top of. And again, I've got this guy firmly in the 100. So I'm in, right? I think this is an everyday player. But I am, sometimes they don't work out. Just a little bit stiff. The front side through contact here. I don't know. What the fuck do I know? He's trying to get the barrel in there. All right, let's keep going. Pensacola at Mississippi. Oh, that's right. Let's go back to this Binghamton, Arkansas game. I guess this one's just not working. Something's not going right with this one. Someone maybe didn't close something, or let me look at the game day instead. Mark Viento's 2 for 4 with a home run for Vientos. He's towards the very end of the 50 future value tier. There's just so much power, and he was so young for his draft class. And how's he doing? I wonder. Just first 3 games, 2 strikeouts tonight. Is he like obviously overmatched? I'm gonna botch his last name again. It's been so long since I've heard someone say it. Who knows how to say it? Nick Mikolajak? I forget how to say it, but this guy punched out 5 and 2 2/3 of relief tonight, I'm guessing. He's one where at Instructs the stuff had exploded. So go check out the Cleveland prospect list for more on that. Freddie Fermin in the bottom of the order here, 2 for 4. Another one of those compact, little contact-oriented infielders in Cleveland system. Richie Palacios DHing tonight. Going to see a lot of that, I think. 2 for 4. Okay, let's get out of this game debut because it's clunky to move around in. It's 10:20 West Coast time now. All right. Montgomery versus Tennessee. This is the Rays versus the Cubs. Miles Mastroboni, 3 for 5. That's a giggler. Miguel Amaya, DH, 3 for 4 with a double. Andy Weber, who I mentioned a couple nights ago, 2 for 4 with a double. Yeah. Tommy Romero, extreme vertical slot guy, who is one of the many Jerry DiPoto pitchers traded away. One of those, 40-man depth type guys. His stuff has that vertical action that plays. So 4 innings, 4 strikeouts, just 2 base runners for him tonight. Matt Swarmer from Kutztown, out near where I'm from. A lot of friends and family who've gone to Kutztown. His numbers in the low minors are quite good as well. I actually forget what it is about him that's sneaky. But yeah, he's kind of interesting too. He's one of those guys who maybe like goes to Korea or Taiwan and shoves. That'd be pretty cool. Ben Leeper, this guy, the Cubs reliever, has had a huge velo spike. He was like 5-7 when I saw him during the spring. Another one of the Cubs arms to kind of blow up. Erie at Reading. This is Detroit at Philly. Riley Green 0 for 3 with a walk. Ryan Kryler, the third rounder, I think, from UCLA. He's in that range. 1 for 5. Not really big on him. I like that profile. I just don't know if this player is an athletic fit for doing that. Which Rodriguez is this? Elvin Rodriguez. All right, so Elvin was he Upton or was he Kinsler? I always forget. Where was it? Oh, he was a player to be named later, so we don't know. I think this was Upton. Projectable pitchability righty. So 4 innings, 6 strikeouts for him. James MacArthur, pop-up guy out of Ole Miss. Not a great night for him. 3 innings. Give 3 runs. No notable offensive performances in this one. Harrisburg at Somerset. This is Washington at the Yankees. Again, not a lot of offense going on. Matt Crook, the former first rounder, flunked a medical, went to Oregon, went pretty good in the draft when he finally did come out. Has a real changeup. But like the peak velo was 4-7, and he's now more like upper 80s. Just one of those guys where the delivery is really bad, the medical is bad, and this is the thing that happens. Or it can happen. All right. Let's move on. San Antonio at Corpus Christi. CJ Abrams 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and a walk. Pedro Leon leading off at shortstop again. Kind of keeping tabs on where Leon plays defense, shortstop, center field. Pretty interesting mix there, too. 1 for 4 tonight. Hensley. Is this Dave Hensley? Yeah, San Diego State. Another older guy who, like, if he's crushing for 3 months or whatever, then maybe it's like, hey, what's up with this guy? Is he for real? But not right now. Jonathan Bermudez. This is the Husky guy from A&M, I think. Or no, he's a Puerto Rican high schooler. This is a big boy, though, right? Yeah. Bermudez has been flagged before just because of the strikeout rate, but he's never been on a list, I don't think. Maybe I put him in an honorable mention at one point. I'm just going to grab his name here and I'll run it past KG tomorrow. I'm going to refresh my memory on this guy. You can see we're 2 and a quarter nights into doing this and already have 3, 5, 10, 15, like 25 names to ask about. Although some of them, like, actually, let's leave Garrett Mitchell on there. Some of them are like, hey, Gene Segura got hit by a pitch and then was removed. Is he okay? Like, I know, we don't need to know about Gene Segura, but it's just a thing that we saw in a box score that we should have asked somebody about that I neglected to today. All right. Just about done with the AA guys here. Uh-oh. Eugene and Spokane are in the 10th. Biloxi at Birmingham. Tristan Lutz walked twice, drove in 2 runs. A 12-run 6th for Biloxi. Aye. How many pitchers threw in that inning? 3. 4. So poor Alec Hansen has a 1.35 ERA now. So does, what's Lido's first name? Luis Lido. I thought it was maybe Lucas, but it's Luis. This guy, I've seen this guy throw hard in the past too, Luis Lido. And then Anderson Severino, who I think is an ex-Yankee. Yeah. So those guys wore one tonight, man. Severino's got an infinite ERA, and Hansen and Lido are sporting a $1.35 ERA, man. So this is Bowden Francis or Harrison Francis. They're brothers. I saw this guy this spring too. He's okay. Bowden Francis. And Harrison Francis, his brother's in the D-back system. They're both all right. They're good upper-level depth-type arms. Bryce Terang, 1 for 5. Lucas Urseg, DHing 1 for 4. Kind of be on the lookout for him pitching. I didn't see him pitch this spring, but I saw him listed as a relief pitcher on rosters, so might be doing that two-way thing. All right. Did any of these get rearranged? Did I miss any of these? Yeah, I did. Midland and Frisco. So this is Oakland at Texas. Bubba Thompson, 3 for 5 tonight. 2 homers and a double. Okay. All right. I'm glad Bubba's showing signs of life. He did strike out a lot for me again this spring. And I did leave seeing a bunch of him this spring going, I'm really scared that this guy's not going to hit. Tyler Phillips, 4 innings. 3 base runners, 5 strikeouts, no runs. Haver Bueno walked 3. He's a pitcher whose name is Hever Bueno, so that's good. ASU, Friday night guy, blew out, had TJ. Still throws hard. But as you can see, the control is sort of an issue. Joe Gato is on a big league deal. He still is really wild, Joe Gato. He remade himself in a lab, and his stuff has that vertical action, and it's interesting to see his stuff. Like, it's big league up-down stuff. But the command is rough. Fernary Ozuna, who threw at the end of the game here for Frisco, he's a converted infielder. Was like a second base, third base type for Arizona. And he's throwing really hard. He was like 4-7 for me all spring, multiple looks. Breaking stuff is pretty average, but that a conversion arm is throwing that hard this quickly is really exciting. So Bubba, I think, might make our cut here. Because I get to write a blurb. Ivan Herrera, 2 for 4. Wichita at Springfield. Aaron Whitfield, 2 for 4 with a home run. Caleb Hamilton, 2 doubles. I like Caleb Hamilton a lot. He's not like a prospect really, but just as a guy who was an awesome defensive third baseman in college and then converted to catching, and the Twins coaching staff like loves him. I guess he's like a great kid, and you know, he's just going to do this, right? He's going to play upper level baseball for a really long time. He's going to play all over the diamond and have like a cool and interesting career. This is Ricky Thomas. No, not Ricky Thomas. That would have been the last box score dummy. Which Thomas is this? Connor Thomas. Georgia Tech 2019 5th round. Okay. Let's add Connor Thomas to the list. Should do this chronologically. Vientos is not going to stick around. Bermudez is not sticking around. He's on the list there. Oh, that's right. Taylor Snyder had it. Colorado State Pueblo. They're the Thunder Thunderwolves? CSU Pueblo? I think they're the Thunderwolves. I didn't know they had a baseball program. Yeah. All right, who's... If I knew how to augment somebody's voice, I'd call an area guy now and be like, hey. I'd like prank call him and be like, hey, have you seen Trey Vasquez at CSU Pueblo? Better get on it. He might be freaking out. Like, what? I wonder if people have seen the Pueblo kids. I bet they have. Brett Matthews, 57 punch-outs in 37 innings. All right, let's continue. Biloxi at Birmingham we did, right? Yeah. Amarillo at Tulsa. This is Arizona at LA, the Dodgers. Pretty mixed night for the Dodgers hitters as a whole. Everybody hits, woohoo. Man, this lineup is stacked. This lineup is just really interesting top to bottom at Tulsa. But no one really performed, so I'm just going to keep it moving here. 2 for 4 night for Stone Garrett, who's the guy that Googled Josh Naylor, Stone Garrett. Not sure we have the whole story there. Alec Thomas homered for Amarillo. Geraldo Perdomo, 2 for 4 with a double, both top 100 guys. And then this has been the last box score to look at in Double-A the last couple of nights. This is Northwest Arkansas at Arkansas, which is Kansas City at Seattle. Marcelo Martinez, I saw him this spring, 9 strikeouts in 5 innings. He was okay. It was a lot of 4s and 45s with strikes. He's really athletic, though. So, really good night for him. I think, I don't want to besmirch the good name of Brian O'Keefe, or Jake Shiner. But this is not the best lineup in the world here at Double-A Arkansas, so I'm going to chalk the Martinez start up to that. Feel free not to fret about my look from 3 weeks ago being off. All right. So still some AAA games going on right now. El Paso at Tacoma is in the 10th. And I don't know what happened in this Vegas game. It's only in the 9th. I guess sometimes games in Vegas can run late, but it's not like there's been I guess 16 hits is a lot. Yeah. So I'm actually gonna hold off on these. So it's Tacoma and Vegas that we want to come back to. I just don't feel like dealing with the game day interface before the game's over. Okay, so Columbus at Louisville. This is Cleveland at Cincinnati. Mark Payton, 3 for 5. Vlad Gutierrez, quality start, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, 3 base runners, no runs. Logan Allen, the other Logan Allen, had a nuclear start, 7 runs in an inning and a third. Prospecty relief group here. Kyle Nelson I like as one of those lower slot lefties with command control out of the bullpen. Nolan Jones DH'd over 3, walk and a strikeout. Only 3 hits for Columbus tonight. Scranton, wow, man, what's going on with some of these games early on? Is it just that the pitching is diluted? Like, it's not stretched out, and so you're seeing the underbelly of some of these minor league bullpens, but there are a lot of like small, like Big Ten football scores. All right, Andujar, 4 for 5, 2 homers. I'll write about Andujar. It's worth writing about. Like, he's not a prospect. He's not rookie eligible anymore, but he's a trade chip, right? Like, he has value on a continuum with the prospects via trade. So I'll write about him. How? So this is one of those that I need like a research team to answer. When's the last time an offense scored 11 runs and only 2 guys had multi-hit games? This is like Khalil Lee walked 4 times. Like, what happened here? Oh, Davy Garcia walked 7 guys? Damn. That's bad. All right, so Davy Garcia had a rough one. This is probably the worst start of Davy Garcia's life. All right, so put a pin in that one too, I suppose. Worcester, Buffalo. This must have been a hell of a game to sit out. What was the time of this game? 4:09. Yikes. Worcester, Buffalo. Buffalo is 3-0. Fighting Sestoolies. Nothing really going on here. Forrest Wall, 3 for 6 again. There's Rowdy Tellez, 2 for 3, homered. Oh yeah, Manoah. Here we go. 6 innings, 12 strikeouts. Look at that line. That's a dandy. That's getting it right up. So Manoah, like, he did this earlier in the day. So I texted someone and found out what his velos have been this spring. So that'll be in the piece tomorrow. But the changeup development is the thing to watch with Manoah. All right. Actually, you know what? Can we get a little? We can get a little bit here. Let's find an inning where he, like, destroyed people.
WNJE Trenton, Keyshawn, Jane Zubin.
Oh, so they're playing in Trenton? I didn't know this. I missed this. All right. I wonder how long they're going to keep this up. This is nice. This is closer to... So, like, I'm from the Lehigh Valley area of Pennsylvania. I'm going to go home in early June. And I see pro stuff while I'm home. And this is a cool hour and a half if Buffalo's at home. It's just one more option. It's going to be an amateur run, but, you know, if stuff falls through, then I can always... Or I can double up here and go to a high school game somewhere at 4 p.m. And then, especially if you're seeing a pitcher, like, you can split in the 4th or 5th or whatever, and then double up with a pro game in driving distance. That's good stuff. So now here's another option for that. All right, let's just watch. So he picked Jeter. He hit Jeter down to the pitch and then picked him off. So lefty and a righty, top of the order. Let's watch some of this real quick here. I hope I don't get banged for like broadcasting this or whatever. Like, sorry, I'm just trying to do my job a little bit differently. Just see what this looks like. I want to see the changeup. See if there's a changeup that he's using the first time through the order to, that's eliciting swings and misses and being commanded, especially against these guys, right? These are good players. Duran, Downs, and Wong are real prospects. So, why does this suck so bad though? We had a whole year to fix this, guys. This isn't my internet. Good job masking. Oh, do we not have a center field camera for this? That would be pretty unfortunate. wearing Thunder jerseys? These look like the Thunder uniforms. What is going on? Are they just the Trenton Thunder for like a minute here? I don't know, man. A body like this and a delivery like this, maybe I'm making too much of it, but it still kind of scares me. It's part of the reason I'm not like super duper all in on Manoah, or he'd have just been on the 100 already. And the Blue Jays want to push chips and they want to compete. Like, I'm hesitant. Yeah, man, these are Thunder jerseys. Weird. What a weird time we're still in, eh? All right, well, we're not going to get satisfactory look at what I want to see here, but he deserves to be written up for what he did. Good job by Alek Manoah. Gwinnett at Charlotte. How long are we at now? All right, I got to keep it moving. Gwinnett at Charlotte. Nothing interesting, really. Mike Wright. A good start from Bryce Wilson. That's encouraging. Sean Newcomb in relief. I still think Newcomb will come around and be a valuable piece again at some point. He's just of this relief sort where sometimes it kind of goes away and other times it's really good looking. All right, so Norfolk is off to an 0-for-3 start. Jacksonville, Monte Harrison, 2-for-5. Home run. Cody Poteet. All right, Cody Poteet. Cody Poteet needs to be asked about. This is a UCLA, kind of had 40-man depth sort of vibe. He was in those UCLA teams, like with Canning, and like he's from that stream of guys, and it is very similar, like a lower diluted version of that. Actually, how about Alexander Guillen? Basically, UCLA was already drive lining at that time, and so Poteet's stuff would seem to me to have maxed out. But all of a sudden, 10 strikeouts in a start is nothing to sneeze at. AAA. So here's Alexander Guillen. This is a guy I really like, who the Marlins signed as a minor league free agent from Colorado. His slider is really funky, and the Rockies are bad at developing pitchers. And this guy was still mostly succeeding for them. And here he is, 3 1/3 and 3 strikeouts in relief. I think just because, look, I like him, so he's going to end up, I think, he's in the mix to be in the piece. And it gives me an excuse to link to that unlisted video that I published on YouTube with all the weird auto strike zone strikes, because a lot of them belong to Guillen and that weird slider he has. All right, so Rochester at Lehigh Valley. Bailey Falter, 4 innings, 4 earned, 5 strikeouts. All right, so Bailey Falter's at AAA. So he'd be a good one for me to see when I go home. 10 minutes from the house. Nothing interesting really going on offensively here. St. Paul at Omaha, 11 innings this one went. Rob Refsnyder, 2-for-6. Edward Oliveras, 2-for-4. Kelvin Gutierrez DHing. Scott Blue at 8 strikeouts. Okay, that's good. Blue at one point was like, is this guy a 45? And it's like, no, he's a depth arm, but you got to have guys like this around. He'll pitch in the big leagues this year, almost certainly. Randy Dobnak, 4 innings, 2 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts. That's what I think Dobnak is. I think the Twins think that he's more than that. I think it's great to have guys like that around. Highlights of the Grizzlies' loss are currently playing on my TV. All right, Durham and Memphis. Memphis 0-for-3. Vidal Brujan 2-for-4 with a home run, second homer of the year. Brent Honeywell started this one, 2 innings, 3 strikeouts. Matthew Liberatore performing well in an aggressive assignment, AAA. That's definitely aggressive. There's no mistake in that one. Oklahoma City at Round Rock. This is Dodgers at Rangers. Chris Davis. Leote 1 for 3. Wes Benjamin, I think he's kind of sneaky. 5 innings, 8 strikeouts for him. I did a search last year where it wasn't a search. It was like I pulled horizontal movement data from some of the Fangraphs leaderboards and just did a delta, horizontal movement delta for guys like two-seamers and sliders, and he had one of the higher deltas. So there's movement of his pitches in opposite directions is significant. And then Josiah Gray, big start for Oklahoma City, 5 innings, 2 walks, 3 hits, 10 strikeouts. I really think that being around the big league club a lot last year was great for him, that the quality of the lineup that he faced during spring training 2.0 and at the alt site challenged him and stress tested things in a way that I think is paying off. Because his command was a little loose. And I think that he's got to have sharp command. I think it's going to get there just because we're talking about a super athletic, fairly new to pitching. Actually, maybe we'll pull JoJo here. All right, almost there. Indianapolis at Iowa. Good to see Carson Tucker show some signs of life. Otherwise, not a lot going on here. Corey Abbott, 6 innings, 8 strikeouts. Be interesting to see him. I need to source a report on him. For the Cubs list, I did not run into him this spring. Maybe he threw in the big leagues and I can watch some film. Maybe he threw at Salt River and I can pull some data. Independently, that would be nice. So here's Reno at Salt Lake. Seth Beer, 3 for 4. Domingo Aleba. He's one of those, be careful with this heuristic, compact switch hitting middle infield guy. Had incredible numbers as a teenager in the Penn League and then just kind of plateaued, got hurt a bunch, but had a good night. Cody Martin, 8 strikeouts, 4 walks, a little uncharacteristic of him. I think that's natural coming off of surgery still, though. He's not that far, it's not like this guy's been pitching forever. So, no big deal. But definitely the command is a big piece of him being like a 50. Speaking of guys like that, here's Jaime Berea. Another one of those pitchability guys where maybe the stuff is actually too light. And he's not a 45, he's just this type of depth arm. 8 hits and 5 2/3 against him, that tracks. Sugarland Skeeters at Albuquerque Isotopes. The opening night for these guys. Sugarland Skeeters, man, AAA. It's kind of refreshing. I don't like the thing that instigated these changes is upsetting to me. Obviously, the owners could just have paid enough minor league players a living wage at the number of affiliates that there were, and everything would have been fine. The world would have kept spinning, and those guys would not be destitute or even remotely close to it. And yada, 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 I have some problems with minor league baseball as a thing. I don't think it's like this chaste, beautiful thing. But, and then the other weird kind of cool thing is that Sugarland is now an affiliate. All right. Anyway, Ronnie Dawson, 2 for 4. Big, power speed guy from Ohio State. Who again, if he's open to it, go to Korea. Jose Siri, 2 for 5. That would be fun to see Jose Siri playing in Asia. So this is Antonio Santos. Yeah. Relief look guy for the Rockies, who should just have been bullpen by now. 7 hits in 3 innings, 5 earned. Sacramento at Las Vegas. So this one went final. And they just got this one in, man. They waited forever to get their season started, didn't they, these poor kids? James Capellion, 4 2/3. 8 hits. Kervin Castro, just the third of an inning. Wonder what happened here with Beta, young Beta. Let's see if it's in the plays if he got hurt. All right, well, let's check again on Twitter and see what happened here. It's Tyler BD. So I guess no one has. The River Cats don't have a dedicated beat. Okay, so here you go. And yeah, thanks, River Cats Twitter person. And nicely good on this guy for being like, thank you. All right, maybe this isn't a health site all the time. Yeah, it is. Stay off of here. All right. Let's do our lower levels. All right, so excuse me. That Eugene Spokane game is done. Come on, mouse, work for me. Boy. All right, so who are we looking at here? Lidolo, for sure. Ramos. Taylor Snyder's a no. Bubba, probably in the mix. Jojo, yeah, in the mix. Wes Benjamin, I think, belongs in the mix. Gian, yes. And then Manoa, he just deserves it. So we already have a pretty full list of guys going, but we still have to check the rest of these box scores. So Eugene at Spokane. Seth Corey walked a bunch of guys tonight. He'll do that. I have multi-inning relief evaluation on Corey. I think he's going to be a really good player, but I just think that this will happen too often for him, for you to want him to start. I think. Riley Pint, another good outing. 2 punch-outs in an inning. No walks. All right. Weird. No headshot of Riley Pint. They have like an old press conference photo. Okay. My fingers are crossed for Riley Pint. All right, this is being weird. Bowling Green at Greenville. This is Tampa at Boston. High A, bunch of offers. Which Santana is this? This is just rehabbing Danny Santana? Okay. Just a 30-year-old in A-ball? Sure. Fun. Brian Van Bell from Miami. Good start for him. He should do well in A-ball. Just watching my Rays, guys. There's the second end of a doubleheader. Bowling Green scored 14 runs. 4 for 5, JT Aranda again. Actually, looks like this was game 1. All right, so Bowling Green's off to a 3-0 start. This one went final in 6. Great Lakes at Dayton, just a 1-0 tilt. This is Noah Davis, probably. Yep. All right, Noah Davis, another UC Santa Barbara guy. Like I said last night, 11th round. It's a little bit of a flag. Noah Davis has had upticks and stuff in the past, and it's kind of gone away. He's gotten hurt and that sort of thing. So ultimately, he's a 24-year-old and who had a good 5 inning start at A-ball. So I don't think I'm going to write him up, but that's one to file away. Like Lidolo gets cut tonight or something like that. When I go to ask how Lidolo looked tonight, you can probably also ask the same person how Noah Davis looked, if that's any different. Jeff Belge is interesting. 5 strikeouts and 2 1/3 at relief for him tonight. This is Juan Maria, who started the game. He's kind of interesting too. Like a loose, lanky, tailing action slider. But Belge, once upon a time, was like a high schooler of repute, upstate New York area. Got hurt a bunch. He's been on the last couple Dodgers lists. Just because he's still throwing hard, has like vertical action on his stuff, and has been healthy lately. So, he's an interesting late bloomer type, but probably just in this sort of bullpen role. I'm actually kind of surprised that he threw 2 1/3 rather than just being a single inning type guy. 33 pitches, 21 strikes. Hickory at Greensboro. My Rangers guys, David Garcia, 2 for 5. Much more physical this spring, David Garcia. Matt Gorski, 2 for 4. Lolo Sanchez, did he homer? Is that Lolo? Yeah, okay. Lolo Sanchez, a rare homer. Leo Piguero swiped 2 bags tonight. Gorski stole 2 bases tonight as well. All right. All right. Yeah, definitely the weirdest looking box score is this. Right here. Oh, I'm saying it now. Why do I don't need to like tweet it or anything. There. Yeah, it just looks weird. Okay. Brett Beatty, 2 for 3 with a walk. Yeah. A lot of missed bats on this side of the card tonight. Rome at Winston-Salem. Rome is off to a 3-0 start. Pretty generic box score here too. Alex Testino homered. South Carolina guy. Good night from Ricky DeVito. I really should be at the site more. Ricky DeVito is kind of interesting. You just type guys' names into like the search bar or whatever comes up. I swear it comes up. There it is. But yeah, Velo spike after he signed. Relief projection for me, but a 40. Which Dominguez is this? Johan Dominguez? Yeah, Johan Dominguez. All right, so 25-year-old Johan Dominguez is, had a good A-ball start. He's another one where, like, if it keeps up, then yeah, it's time to ask. But for now, he's backburnered. Aberdeen at Wilmington. Joey Ortiz, the middle infield partner of Nick Gonzalez in New Mexico State, 2 for 3 with a triple. Wilmington fell to 0-3. That's right, this is the Nationals now. Gilbert Lara, home run. K Tavalli with a pretty good start. 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, 7 Ks. He's an Adonis, but his delivery scares me. Kyle Bernovich, another like trick pitch type guy on the relief start fringe, in my opinion. He had a really great start tonight, too. All right. Lake County at Lansing. Cleveland at Oakland. A ball. Brian Rocchio at third base, 2 for 5. Another multi-hit night for Diaz. Gouache. What's Gouache's first name? He was throwing hard this spring, too. Some 6s. Richard Gouache. From Cuba. Yeah. So, be a little uptick for him. He'll be in the honorable mentions on the A's list. Brian Lavastida DH tonight. Watch for him to catch. He's a converted guy. Hudson Valley at Jersey Shore. Highland Ortiz 2 for 4. Rodolfo Duran. Peraza doubled. Oh, Ezekiel Duran. Rodolfo Duran. What's going on with my brain tonight, dude? All right. Quad Cities at South Bend. Jason Guzman, 1 for 3 with 2 walks. Jonathan Perlaza, 3 for 4. Another like bowling ball type multi-positional player. Chase Strump, 3 for 3. Walked, doubled. Max Bain, 3 walks tonight. Missed a bunch of bats. Hard-throwing Cub. Yeah, Zach Hockey equally with a bunch of walks. So it looks like Yohanty Morel has officially moved to relief. You've seen his name down there quite a bit now. That's twice. As we hit our home stretch with our high A games. Even though I'm looking at Midwest League logos and stuff. It's weird. Again, pretty generic box score. Bryant Packard, East Carolina, corner masher type guy. 6 hole for him. Yeah, that's right. Below Daniel Cabrera, Dingler, Torque, Trey Cruz, Meadows. This is a pretty stacked lineup. At West Michigan. Again, I know I'm just like talking about this stuff. There's people can go to the board or go to the prospect lists, you know, if you want to be like, all right, well, I want to know more about the guys you just talked about. It's like, all right, well, here's the Tigers list. You know. So, anybody throw well? Oh, that's right. Anderson Espinoza started tonight. All right, well, he was 93-95 during the spring. Like an average breaking ball. He's still going to be something. I think that he'll just be a reliever, and I hope that at some point, you know, the velo just ticks up through him continuing to throw, and maybe he'll be a leverage reliever. That would be nice. But I think he's going to be a 40 on the Padres list. Maybe he's a 40 plus as like, oh, look, this guy had 3+ pitches at one point and then got hurt a ton. So, Nathan Kirby. Chance Kirby. All right, I don't know who that is. I know George Kirby's pitched today too, didn't he? I know he did. Question mark. Okay. Peoria 11, Cedar Rapids 2. This is St. Louis, Minnesota. Another multi-hit night for Matt Wallner. Pedro Pajes 2 for 4. Alec Burleson, another home run. Chase Redmond, this guy, 3 for 4. All right. Chase Redmond or Chandler Redmond. Small school guy, Gardner Webb. His numbers in the Appy League in 2019 after he was drafted were nuts. And his exit velos are also nutsy, like 94 average exit velo. Really big body guy who, cross your fingers, he's like a 3 at second base. So played left field tonight. He's an interesting sleeper. He's in the mix now. It's just, some of the high-profile guys like Lidolo and JoJo Gray and Ramos, I'm confident I'm going to be able to touch on and write about throughout the year, but I don't know how often Chandler Redmond's going to matter and how long he's going to matter. So I'm more inclined to write about him. Oh boy, it's Giancarlo Stanton hit a big boy Oppo home run off of McCullers today. Connor Scott, 3 for 5 at the top of the Beloit lineup. This is the Marlin system. High schooler from the same school as Kyle Tucker. Same kind of body. Sort of the same kind of swing. Doesn't rotate as pretty as Kyle Tucker does. This is Kyle Nicholas, a relievery power pitching prospect from Ball State, who they took last year. Had a good night as a starter. 4 walks in 5 innings, though. Vancouver at Tri-Cities. There's probably a way to make the Dust Devil look cooler, right? It almost looks like some sort of animal, like a ferret or something, is going into a genie bottle or something like that. Doesn't really look like a Dust Devil. This looks like a Dust Devil the way the old Broncos logo looks like a Bronco. Not the most of the Elway pre-Super Bowl era Broncos logo, the one before that, like the AFL Bronco logo. That looks like a toddler drew it. And this is Troy Miller, Michigan. I don't know a lot about this guy. I don't know anything about this guy. Yeah, he's worked a bunch of innings as a starter before. This is sort of new. He's older. Okay. I think it. Oh, Eugene and Spokane, did they play 2? Oh, no, they were... I've been here before, haven't I? Yeah. Okay. Some of these get rearranged when you come back to this screen. I don't think I did Everett and Hillsborough. No, yeah, Emerson Hancock I would remember talking about. Oh, this was a great matchup. This is Seattle at Arizona. And Bryce Jarvis, the first-round pick from last year out of Duke, versus Emerson Hancock, the first-round pick out of Georgia. Do they have velos in their broadcast? I don't trust them full stop, but it would be interesting to see if they're on there. This is going to blast our ears like the last one did. Yeah. All right. Maybe I'll check on that one later. Let's do low A and get out of here. So I should have said this at the top that I'm not going to do this tomorrow. I'll do this. I don't know what I'm going to do on Sundays for Monday. That might be the day when I do like the college box scores or something, to kind of mix it up. Augusta and Columbia play 2 today. Columbia is Kansas City, and Augusta's Atlanta. Darius Vines is a nice sleeper, pitch data guy from Bakersfield, hopped around schools, was tougher to scout and become really familiar with, and saw him in the WAC tournament before his draft year, and he's pretty interesting. Especially if he starts throwing harder, then he'll be really interesting. Go from pretty to really interesting. Wrote about Anderson Paulino on the Royals list recently. Still, arm strength only for the most part, but it is real arm strength. And saw flashes of a better breaking ball this spring. Capion, is it Delvin Capion? I saw him this spring as well, throwing actually simultaneously with Paulino. Delvin Capion. He's really loose. His secondary stuff is okay. His breaking ball's got pretty good bite, It's like he's got like a 5 breaker, and his change is close to that too. And he's like 91, 93, and it plays down. Just the movement profile is not the best. So it's really like a 3 fastball. Michael Garcia will be interesting to continue to watch here. Super skinny shortstop. Not a whole lot's grabbing me here on this level's box scores, though. Well, here we go. Block? I did not see a block. AJ Block. Wazoo 2020. What? So something here is not right. 2020 draft, Detroit Tigers, round 17. There wasn't a 17th round of the 2020 draft. And this guy doesn't play for the Tigers. So, whoops. All right. Bradenton at Fort Myers. Yeah, nothing really going on here. Santiago Flores is pretty interesting. He's like a sinker, slider, relief type guy, but this is a really good start for him. I actually would not have guessed that he would have been capable of doing this early in the season. 4 innings, 7 strikeouts for him. He's on the Pirates list. He might be worthy of an inclusion in today's, or Colombian. He played a little bit of winter ball. Caught some of that. Okay, Jupiter at St. Lucie. Oh, so yeah, that's right. Can we pull? Where should we be pulling from here? This is where we get sidetracked, right? With the Savant stuff. How can you not, though? So we want to try Bradenton tonight. Come on. Sick. All right. Wow. So Josiah Dixon had the top exit velo at this game. He's a high school guy from SoCal, LA area. He's more tweenery. Body projections, like a good frame, but not super projectable frame. I'm going to over under 98 for Flores here. Nope, 94. And Nick Garcia threw it in this one too, in relief. Okay. So interesting that they're kind of piggybacking in Pittsburgh. Nick Garcia, who started in Division III Chapman University, California. He's another conversion arm. A lot of conversion arms in this Pirates system. Like an unusual amount of them. You have any crazy spin rates? Crazy with the cheese whiz? Hey, Flores, how about that? What do I have for him? Let's see. 2,900 on the Flores RPM. Let's see. So I do have breaking ball spin rates on the board. These are still from 2019 because there was no 2020 season. All right, so this is about where he was. If his peak ones are up here, then he's probably averaging close to 28. His lower ones are down here. So this is about in line. I found that like the variation year to year naturally can be like about 100 RPMs. It's very rare for anyone, again, in just my experience of sourcing minor league spin rates and then seeing some of those guys get spit out. Like sourcing 1 year of minor league spin rates basically, and then seeing some of them get spit out in the big leagues and changing or not changing in 2020, and that's it. Not having a 2020 minor league season was pretty detrimental for my understanding of the progression of some of this stuff, whether it's spin or exit velo, and like starting to track some of that stuff by age, which no one's done publicly yet because a lot of that TrackMan data is sequestered. It's stuff that teams have, and I have sourced on my own basically for the last couple of years, but we don't have the 2020 season to glean anything from. I think Kylie McDaniel of ESPN has like a bunch of data from several years ago that perhaps we could, like, if we were still writing for the same website at this point, we would have cooperated on like utilizing together, but yeah, maybe I should try to write something about that at some point. I think there's probably enough. Yeah, all right, that's a good idea actually. I should write that down. Prospect age study. That would be good. No one steal that. All right. So other than the Flores pitching line in this game, and that it's interesting to note that this, like, the Pirates are piggybacking guys. Nothing really going on here. Although, again, this is super cool. So now let's do this game. So St. Lucie and Jupiter. This is the Marlins and the Mets. Mokma, Roberson. What Bryant is this? Garrison Bryant. I don't know anything about this guy. Let's find some stuff out via the game feed. Josh Roberson, throw 97. Okay. So Roberson's on the Marlins list. People can go check him out. 6s and 7s. Mokma is... Just search here. All right. Cool. Only one swinging strike on the slider. Mokma's like a projectable high school arm. Again, he's on the Marlins list, so folks go to the site and check that out. A lot of fastballs from him tonight. Yeah, no one offering at the curveball at all. Bunch of swinging strikes on the changeup. That tracks. Really killing spin on this changeup. We have an inning. What pitch number was this? Is that what that column is? Game pitch number. Okay, so you can see some Some of these lower fastball velos are later in the game. Okay. You can see where he's like really. Look at this one. Pitch 103, reaching back for Moore. And Moore is 92.5. So definitely got to watch, Mokma. Just because he's on the younger end and still has body projection left. But stuff-wise needs a little bit of help. Francisco Alvarez with a rope in this one. 108. That's someone's head, maybe. Someone's belly button. Okay, Matt Dyer hit a ball hard. He's interesting too, like athletic catcher, really super skinny, struggles with some of a lot of the defensive stuff, but can really throw. Strikeouts, but like power, speed. It's a weird profile, Matt Dyer. Went it from Oregon to a JUCO and then to U of A. I think it was Oregon. It didn't play there. I'm pretty confident that this is not one that's got like. Should I just be checking all of these? Okay. I think I have a grip on which ones have it. Okay. Not a lot going on in the Battle of the Bergs. Lynchburg 3-0 though. Dunedin, Tampa again. Volpe DHing in lieu of who? DJ Burt? Max Burt. Okay. Downey's starting the season 3-0. 1 for 3 night with 2 walks for Evan Carter. Luis Angel Acuna. 2 for 5 with a triple. Cody Freeman, catcher conversion guy. Another SoCal infielder with good bat-to-ball skills is converted. 2 for 4. Who pitched for Down East? Dane Acker, yeah, he throws really hard now. Might as well write about that. Whoa, what happened there? This guy struck out 5 in 2 innings? I don't think I saw this guy. Look at all these strikeouts. I don't know who this one is either. Leo? Oh, I did see Josh Javier. Okay, yeah. Okay. I haven't seen this guy, though. All right, so Dane Acker's been throwing really hard. He came over in the Elvis Andrews deal. He was just drafted, and then showed up to camp throwing like way hard, like 97 to 99 at times. And it's totally out of left field. He added like 6 miles an hour. I think it might be more than that in like a couple of months. So it's probably time for me to just like write about that. Since he threw last night, it's probably going to get out there before the Rangers list gets up. Like I might as well be the one to write about it if like as soon as I can. Weird to see a Segovia in a Phillies minor league box score. Nothing really going on there. We're winding down here. We're in the home stretch. Freddie Zamora, who was maybe underdrafted because he got hurt. 2 for 3. Micah Bello, contact-oriented outfielder, high school kid from Hawaii. Did not look the best this spring. I liked him in high school, I really did, and just has never really gotten more physical. So 2 for 4 night though. Okay. This guy's last name is Shook. That's cool. TJ Shook. Oh yeah, well duh. The South Carolina guy. So this is an NDFA. TJ Shook. Let me TJ Shook's getting the old ad. I really do not want to write after this. I really want to play some video games and go to bed. Okay, Brenda Murphy, yeah. Charleston, 3-0 start. So that's 2 of the Rays affiliates swept their first series. Curtis Mead, the Australian infielder, they got from Philly for, I think it was, is that just Christopher Sanchez that they got? Was that deal? Mead's really tools up, but also super duper raw. So there's Sean Reynolds, who pitched yesterday and made the report. Went 2 for 3 tonight. Or no, this is that's not Sean Reynolds. We'll scratch that. These are Cubbies. Alright, yeah, I need to stop. Salem and Delmarva, Nick York 2 for 4. 2 strikeouts. Gunnar Henderson 2 for 4, homered again. Back-to-back nights with a home run for Gunnar Henderson. He's a pick to click. And be on next year's 100. Servideo played short tonight. So Westberg at third base both nights. That might be just end up. That might end up like just where he is. Okay. And finally, pardon me. We're just past 11:30 now here. Cal League action. Robert Hassel 3 for 5. Double. And a homer. Yordy Barley. That's on par with some of the guys I've saved. So Yordy Barley 2 for 4 with a homer. He's so much fun to watch. Yeah, the Vela guys had a little bit of a bump. 7 strikeouts. Where are my notes on Vela? This is the Padres list is next. I'll get this done over the weekend. Yeah, 92-94 with Carey now for Vela. Probably going to make the honorable mention section of the list. Miguel Rondon moves to the bullpen, eh? Okay. Fresno at San Jose. Yeah, Carson Ragsdale's interesting. Saw him a little bit this spring too. Where's my notebook? So Ragsdale, actually, maybe he's a guy to put in, and I'll have a fresh video of Ragsdale will be at the end of tonight's episode. I guess it's an episode. I saw him against the Cubs that night at Papago. 3-5. A lot of 4s and 5s. Curve 80-82. He's a huge guy. Carson Ragsdale. I don't have my hard drive hooked up, so I can't just play video over me talking. Oh, that would be a good idea, wouldn't it? That would be pretty fun that would make this maybe more entertaining. So yeah, this guy's huge. 6'8", 225. Where did the fan blew my notes over? It's a 50 curveball, but it's coming from the heavens, so it is weird and difficult for hitters to like make contact with, and he can locate that for strikes. So he's pretty interesting. Another guy who was drafted in 2020 and then flipped right away. This was for Coonrod. Right, yeah, the Phillies are just like, realistically, this guy is going to be an up-down reliever. And if he turned into, a middle or, reliever, like Coonrod seems to be for us right now, like that would be about an average outcome. And so why don't we just get that now? I get that, but also, I don't know, this guy looks pretty good. Stockton and Modesto, and then Rancho and Inland Empire, and then we're through. Adam Mako, 7 strikeouts for him in 4 2/3. He might be worth writing about too. Another one just for to get out head on again as I'm working on the Mariners list, which is second to now. It's on deck with the Padres up to bat. Did I miss him? I totally missed him, right? Yeah. So he's at a velo bump too, and he's parked at 94 now, and touching as high as 98. And yeah, his slider's got pretty good depth for a slider that's as hard as it is. So he's in this tier for me now of the list where it's like Trammell, I've got a 45 on now. I like Taylor Trammell. I think he's going to be a good big leaguer, but I don't think he's an everyday guy. I think you put him in the right positions and his numbers are going to be good, but I think that pitchers who can execute velocity at the top of the zone are going to be a real problem for him. And that he is going to play the hell out of left field. And like have a flawed offensive profile, basically. Like be good against certain types of pitching and not at all against others, and maybe still play on those days because of how good he is defensively. But otherwise, like might have to come off the field sometimes too. And so then like the relief impact 40 plus tier in blue is like here at least, and then maybe also here. Like Sam Delaplane belongs there on talent, but just had Tommy John. And so, like, does he fall out because of that? And then Dollard is interesting, too. Like, I think putting him at the top of the 40s rather than, like, some of these lotto tickets and likely relievers when this guy has a chance to actually start is maybe just the right move, even if he's just a 40. But anyway, yeah, Adam Mako, his stock is up. His velo is up. So might be worth writing about both he and Ragsdale for tomorrow just to like say that since the dope I have on them is pretty fresh. And Rancho and Inland Empire. I have to check these schedules. Whoa. I have to check these schedules because of next week's potential SoCal trip for amateur stuff. Brent Killam. Well, last night you did. 10 punch outs. Oh, you see these default to 10 punch outs in 3 2/3. So this is another older guy. Georgetown, huh? Okay. Well, let's see. Brent Killam. All right. So another older guy to look at. I didn't flag all the older guys in A-ball who performed, but this is kind of nuts, right? 10 in 3 2/3. Okay, so here's our group that we're taking into the mix tonight. Thanks again for joining me. Try to get some Carson Ragsdale videos stuck on the end of this, and have a good night and a good weekend.